What's up, everybody? It's Jimmy Grapponi here with the CLT Life. Today is Friday, April 28th, 2023. That means it's day two of the NFL Draft. That means that day one has passed. That means that the Carolina Panthers took the number one top overall selection in the NFL Draft last night. And, folks, it was no surprise as they picked Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama, as the top overall pick. He was selected. He was the first of three quarterbacks who were taken in the first four selections of the draft. Bryce Young went number one overall to the Panthers. Number two overall was C.J. Stroud, the former Ohio State quarterback, went to the Houston Texans. And then the Indianapolis Colts picked Anthony Richardson, who flew up draft boards, number four overall from the Florida Gators. So here's my assessment of that pick of Bryce Young. I will say that initially I was hoping that the Carolina Panthers would select C.J. Stroud. I still feel like he's just the most sure thing in this draft. I think he's the most polished guy, probably the best passer. The other quarterback that I really like, who's probably going to go today in the second or third round, is Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. But we're not going to. And Will Levis is another guy who dropped from Kentucky, who dropped into the later rounds, dropped beyond the first round because he wasn't selected last night. But yeah, so Bryce Young, the former Heisman winner from the 2021 campaign, national championship winning campaign. Oh no, I'm sorry, Georgia won in 2021, but he was the Heisman Trophy winner in 2021, and he was one of the best players in the country in 2022 as well. The biggest knock on Bryce Young, the only knock really, is his size. So he comes in at 5'10". They said at the compound he weighed 204, but the analysts are expecting he'll probably play more in the 185 to 195 range, which by quarterback standards is not a very big guy. I'm 5'10", about 220, not built like a 220 running back or linebacker anymore, unfortunately. I'd love to be 5'10", 204. But as a quarterback, he's going to be the shortest quarterback in the league. C.J. Stroud, about 6'2", 6'3", much bigger frame, has a stronger arm, probably the most accurate passer in the NFL draft. He went number two to the Houston Texans. I'll be honest, I really wanted C.J. Stroud to be the next quarterback of the Carolina Panthers, but obviously Frank Reich, Scott Fitterer, and their scouting department did all their research. They came to a consensus that Bryce Young was the best quarterback in the NFL draft. He's probably the most NFL ready as far as being able to potentially start day one. So, hey, you know what? I'm going to trust that they know what they're talking about. I'm going to get on this Bryce Young bandwagon as well and pull for him to be a successful quarterback. Because if he's successful, that means the Carolina Panthers have a better chance of being successful, not only this season, but for many seasons to come. So, again, the thing, like I said, the knock on CJ on Bryce Young is his size. So the concern is there's two concerns. One, usually when you have a shorter quarterback, you wonder, is he going to be able to throw it over top of those defensive linemen and tall offensive linemen? And a lot of defensive linemen have been taught now when they don't think they can get to the quarterback to actually to jump and get their hands up, to push down the offensive lineman's hands and to get their hands up so they can try to bat the ball down. So you see a lot more batted balls, especially with shorter quarterbacks. We saw this a lot last season with Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield is about 6 feet tall. So Young is smaller than him, obviously. But I think when you can throw with anticipation, when you can find those windows as a quarterback, when you get rid of the ball quickly, you don't face that quite as much. You don't face that challenge as far as getting balls knocked down. Drew Brees was a shorter guy at around 6 feet tall, but he had a really high release point, so he didn't get. He was one of the most accurate passers we ever saw as well. He didn't get a lot of balls knocked down at the line of scrimmage. So overall, I think hopefully these guys know what they're doing. I think we really have put together a really strong coaching staff this year. Frank Reich, as the new head coach, but then he's put together a tremendous staff around him. So widely regarded as one of the best coaching staffs, one of the most talented coaching staffs in the league They've made some moves. Obviously, in a move up to number one, we had to lose DJ Moore, who was our top receiver. But we brought in DJ Shark. We brought in uh, uh, Thielen from the Minnesota Vikings. So we brought in some veteran wide receivers. We still have Terrace Marshall. We have Laviska Shenault. Can he become Debo Samuel 2.0? That's the big question there because that's where I see his potential, his upside. There's plenty of opportunities to select a quarter or select a wide receiver, select some receiving targets. We brought in Hayden Hurst, tight end from Cincinnati, as a receiving tight end. Right now, going to the second round, you got Maher, I think is his name, the Maher or Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame is out there. If we want to go after another big tight end receiving target, we can also look at some slot guys. So a guy like Josh Downs from North Carolina, super productive receiver, 100 catches a year. He's still available out there. He might be a guy that Panthers want to consider going after in the second round or even the third round if he's still around there. There's a deep draft this year for wide receivers. So Carolina Panthers have an opportunity to add there as well. So and then just to touch on the last quarterback, the fourth player overall chosen, third quarterback chosen. That was Anthony Richardson. He's the guy that a lot of people see as having the most upside, the highest ceiling potentially. That's due to his physical attributes. He's about 6'4", 240, runs a 4.4 40, has a howitzer for an arm. He's got that freakish athletic ability and size combination that Cam Newton had. He doesn't have Cam Newton's college statistics or team success, um, or personal accolades. And he's probably a guy who, if the Panthers had picked him number one overall, he's a guy that might not have been ready for prime time for a whole season. It might have been sitting behind Andy Dalton all year. CJ Stroud, I think he's a guy that we probably would have brought along um, slowly and gotten him ready, gotten him up to date with the speed of the game, and let him take the field as the starter at some point midway through the season. And then Bryce Young's your guy who is just probably going to come in and take the job from day one, especially the way that guy studies and studies the playbook. He's like a point guard on the football field, which is how a lot of people describe guys like Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson. So, I think there's the opportunity for Bryce Young to be maybe that Russell Wilson type player. If he can be that type of guy, and we got him on a rookie contract, and we can build a team around him, for the next 5 years, then I think we're poised to be one of the top teams in the NFC. So we will see what happens. But that's the analysis here from the CLT Life on the selection of Bryce Young as the number one overall pick by the Carolina Panthers in the 2023 NFL Draft. Hey, here's wishing Bryce Young the best of luck to have a successful rookie season and a long and successful career with multiple championships, multiple All-Pro honors, Pro Bowls, all that good stuff here for the Carolina Panthers. Let's get the Panthers back to playing some winning football, and for the first time in the history of the franchise, maybe we can play winning football for an extended period of time. Now, remember, the Panthers have still never had back-to-back winning seasons in the 28, I believe, year. I think this is the 28th season. They started in 95. The 28-year history of the Carolina Panthers, we've never had back-to-back winning seasons. That's hard to believe because we've had some great seasons, 12-4, 15-1, 13. We've had some tremendous winning seasons, but never done it in back-to-back seasons where we won more games than we lost. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this. Go Panthers, keep pounding. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan of the CLT Life, check out our website, thecltlife.com. Check out some of our cool gear. We got t-shirts like this. We got some other cool designs as well, all inspired by Charlotte. Have a great day.